The midsize truck market has seen a lot of changes recently. We have new models from GM, Ford, and Toyota. Now, this creates questions in my mind what's going to happen with overall reliability of these trucks? And is it going to be a good bet to buy, say, a Tacoma like you had in years past? Or is the Ranger going to improve in reliability? Or do the GM twins do better in reliability than the Ford Ranger did? Good questions. Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. I went ahead and spent my morning over at consumerreports.org, kind of sifting through the details, getting much information for you guys for this video. I also decided to do a little bit different thing here. I went to nhtsa.gov and kind of confirmed some of those consumer reports information. And I went to different owner forums and different my own reporting, went back in my wheelhouse and remember what things had happened in the last year or so reporting on this stuff. Now, I'm not saying Consumer Reports is wrong about anything. I'm just saying I just wanted more information. I just wanted a little bit more complete picture. So I'm going to give you the details from Consumer Reports viewpoint, and I'll give you some more back behind the scenes kind of information as far as things I found in NHTSA, things I found that we've reported on in the past. So the story's over at pickuptrucktalk.com, and it's Consumer Reports least reliable 2024 midsize trucks. Seems like least reliable does the best, get you guys' attention. Just what it is these days. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So we have my really bad Photoshop cover-up job for the least reliable. You may remember also that we had a Consumer Reports least reliable full-size trucks. That video went on a couple days ago, and you can find more details on the website and as well as that video I'll link to above. So let's kick this off because there's a really big surprise, like a really big surprise. I was shocked. Least reliable starts off with Nissan Frontier. Wait, what? Nissan Frontier least reliable. That is shocking to me, and I want to say it's shocking to me because it's been on the marketplace for a couple of years now, and typically these lists are dominated by oldest to newest. Usually the one that's been on the marketplace a longer period of time has more of a chance of being most reliable. This case, it was like 2019, I think it was refreshed. We have new powertrain, new transmission. Haven't heard a lot about that, so I was like, what in the world's going on? So I dug in a little bit, and this is what I was able to find through some quick analysis and reading through some things. So the cross-referencing information, the infotainment system. The first infotainment system sometimes seems to have a life of its own. People are saying it reboots on them, and it'll just drop their phone, all of a sudden it stops working. I gotta tell you what, as somebody who's road trip with these new trucks, that's really annoying because what you have to do is you have to pull over, you have to turn the vehicle off. Sometimes you have to get out, wait 30 seconds, get back in because you're cycling the computer, like the old Control-Alt-Delete with the computers, right? Cycling the computer to start brand new again, to clear out all the garbage that got messed up in the software data, and then you get back into your phone working. I've had my problems with that in different road trips and things, and it is just it really does make you upset. So that's been a big issue, and another issue has been general concern about rattles and build quality. People are saying there's this issues that paint tends to chip easily. There's some rattles and things going on in the truck. I think that's just fascinating because the truck hasn't really changed that much in that many years. So something's going on in Nissan land, and Consumer Reports is saying, nope, don't do that one, which I just find surprising. Next one on the list is the Chevy Colorado. This is a nice image of the ZR2 Bison. I put Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon together, and I want to talk about something. You'll hear this more and more on this list. It's going to come with an asterisk. Okay, so here's what's going on. The 2023 Colorado was brand new. So we don't have enough data yet to really say what the reliability is going to be of that because it's so different. We have new powertrains, new transmissions, and things like that in the truck. So Consumer Reports is kind of held off by giving it a full score as far as on that specific model. They're looking at the brand score, what the brand score has done in the past, and looking at what Colorado's done years past as well. So I went and kind of looked around what's been going on in the Colorado and Canyon since it came out in 2023. And there's a couple things. So the early battery drain issue, frustrated owners. If you remember that, my brother had a problem with his Canyon. The software update would come through apparently, and it would hang and not be fully installed, and the truck wouldn't turn off, and you'd have a dead battery. And it was people going through batteries. It's kind of bricked. It was kind of just make people upset. And then there was a really big recall for automatic emergency braking. Lots of customers complaining about harsh stops. The braking was kicking on inadvertently, and that was a big recall that I saw on NHTSA in different places. So those are two big issues. Other than that, there hasn't been that many issues. There hasn't really been. Didn't see anything that really stood out to me. The 8-speed transmission in the 2023 Colorado and 2023 Canyon is second generation, and apparently they've worked on tweaks with that. The first generation, a lot of problems. There's some class action lawsuits. So apparently that transmission is doing better. I haven't heard any really complaints of the turbocharged engines. We didn't hear anything at launch. We didn't hear a whole lot of customers having big issues. So I think it's been pretty solid so far. Again, asterisk, and I just want to put this list together. If I don't do the list, then people have things to shop for. They need this data, so I got to do it. So yeah, it comes with an asterisk. So keep in mind, this is projected reliability. Now that's projected reliability. We do projections and all sorts of stuff. Like I'm looking at a cornfield right now. Farmers do projections all the time. Stock market does projections all the time. A very, very common thing that we do. But I want to put this list together. I didn't want to exclude things by saying we don't have data because that doesn't help you as a consumer. You have to have some information going forward. So we have a couple of early issues with the Colorado Canyon. Seems like those have been resolved. So far, I haven't heard anything negative. Next, Jeep Gladiator. I have heard a lot of things about this. The Jeep Gladiator's had hit or miss with reliability, and it's been a lot of miss sometimes. I know a lot of people love these things. I mean, a lot of people love it. I see them all around town. They deck them out. They make them into like they look like a army kind of truck. It's fantastic. I love it. But there's been a lot of concerns with two big issues. Okay, two. First is going to be steering issues. People consider this like the death wobble. So the steering wheel all of a sudden takes off without you under control because you hit a bump or something happens, right? Jeep Gladiator has had a recall for a steering box. They put a different steering box in there, and it seems like we're still having some issues with that, or the people that were complaining about it haven't got theirs fixed yet, or something just is going to get worked out. But the steering has been an ongoing complaint. Another issue has been manual transmissions are failing. There's been a lot of owners complaining about manual transmissions going out at less than 50,000 miles, clutch burning up. There was a recall for prior generation Jeep Wranglers where the clutch would burn out, pressure plate would get too hot. So I wonder if the same thing is happening. Could be. But those two big issues are really holding down the Jeep Gladiator as far as its reliability scores. Next is going to be the Toyota Tacoma. So I put this right kind of in the middle of the mix, and you'll see here in a minute. The reason for that is it's based on prior years of Tacoma. And looking at consumerreports.org, they didn't have a whole lot of like amazing reliability in the Tacoma in prior years. It was just okay, just kind of middle of the pack. I will say overall with trucks, according to consumerreports.org, most trucks I've seen are unreliable for those guys. And what do I mean by that? I mean, most trucks are looking for the scoring. They do a 0 to 100 scoring. Most trucks fall on about 40 to 50. I'm not sure. I've asked them why. They've told me why. I don't agree with it, but okay. So 40 to 50 is what they kind of round for that. So they consider the Tacoma right in the middle of the pack. The biggest things to know as a new shopper is the 2023 model had pretty lackluster powertrain. The infotainment system was okay. Seating position was kind of a question mark. So 2024 is improved in all those things. So the powertrain's quick, the seating position is a lot better, infotainment system works a lot better. I mean, everything looks a lot better too, I think, overall. So will they have problems with that powertrain moving forward? It's kind of up in the air right now. The Toyota Tundra has a problem with some of their powertrain. The engine has debris in it. They're doing some major recall there. There have been a few Toyota Tacoma transmissions failing, and so we've seen some documentation of that. But we've started to see tick up of sales, and we're hearing less problems. So it seems like that may be on a roll this year with the Tacoma for Toyota. They may not have the same launch issues they had with some other models. So it might be great, and they might improve and score and get up lit and be top of the list. I don't know. Just something to keep in mind with the new 2024 model is waiting for more information. So past performance has been pretty good for Toyota. So that's if you're looking at past performance, future results. Just don't know about the new one because the new one's got so many new things that are changed. Moving on, we have the Ford Ranger comes in above the Tacoma and above the GM Twins. It was like a lot above the GM Twins, by the way, which is just interesting to me. So the Ford Ranger, again, we don't have a whole lot going on. It's new model year for this. Details are scarce. The UAW strike last fall really impacted getting Ford Rangers out to the marketplace. So we're just now seeing them getting marketplace, getting people's hands. I'm waiting to hear more details. I keep my ears open for issues happening with this truck, what owners are talking about. So far, we haven't heard anything. We do have some similar powertrains we've used in years past. So there's nothing really new with the powertrain. There's nothing really new with the infotainment system. Sync system had been a huge problem for Ford for years, really kind of a bad software system. But the Sync 4, it seems like it does pretty well. I haven't heard the same issues. That's the newest system. So powertrain looks good. Infotainment system looks like it's pretty good. They've never really had any steering problems except for heavy duties. So I don't anticipate any of the death wobble happening with those guys. And yeah, it might be pretty good. I have high hopes for the Ford Ranger. I haven't seen anything that really kind of grabs my attention. Now, the most reliable truck in the marketplace Yeah, that's going to be the Honda Ridgeline because it reports loves Honda Ridgeline. And a lot of journalists do too. It's a yes. It's people have been picking on me on the TikToks because I said it was a pickup. It's a Ute. It's a SUV with a bed. Yes, it's all those things. I can't believe we're still discussing this when this thing came out in 2016. It's been 8 years. And we're still arguing whether or not this is a pickup or a truck or a Ute or whatever you're gonna call it. I just don't care anymore. So it's interesting. It's the oldest pickup on the list. Full redesign done in 2026. They made some updates over the years. We have an HPD package, which you're what you're seeing here in the photo. That's the high performance desert package, something like that. So that is more your off roady type of trim. You have different tires. You have different skid. You have a skid plate, things like that. It's not that big of a change. So they really haven't done a lot. The powertrain has been pretty reliable as you would a Honda powertrain. I recently towed with this. I'll link to a video of that as well. I didn't love the towing experience, but I don't know if many of these customers would tow with this truck anyways. There has been some issues with the infotainment system, specifically GPS not working right, electronic features like auto dimming headlights not working right, and overall the powertrain remains solid. So what's interesting with some of those features, I was reading one kind of hilarious report on NHTSA.gov, and this customer is complaining because the Honda Ridgeline didn't understand her, and that was a fault of the Honda Ridgeline. I'm like, okay, voice recognition doesn't understand you. That's not a quality issue. That's a you need to speak slower and enunciate. Like I never do, according to you guys in the comments. I'm too much. Yeah, that's what happened. All right, what do you guys think? That's kind of the story I have for you this week on the least reliable midsize trucks. Check out other videos over here. Website down below is pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.